They can look at over 5,000, university students them graduate, and one for look at limited jobs. How we will bridge the gap between education and that of the labor market. And when you're smaller, when you begin to school, it's for make you aware about things that will happen around you. But to a larger extent, you want for at the end of the day, able to be productive, for implement which you don't learn, whether it's from primary, secondary, or tertiary education. Tertiary is the final stage where you feel like I want to learn something, for give back to society, and I go at the end of the day, I'm living. And there's a part in the Bible where talk about which you get, your skills, your talents, where you get. If you will bring food on your table, if you will take care of yourself. So over there, students that don't graduate, year in, year out, don't graduate and come back for commit society, for see whether they can help in their skills, or probably get work and give back to society. So, but that has been challenging. To put it that way, that people graduate from different college or universities, them forget a brighter future. But employment has been the challenge. So for 2025, 5,301 students them graduates from different universities across the country, and of course aiming for say well at the end of the day coming back then go can get work. And low break and down small from IPAM and commerce, you get 2,751 people that will graduate, and also for big college you get 5,550 graduated from for big college, and also schools of postgraduate studies. This includes 79 newly qualified medical doctors and also 14 doctoral degree holders across universities of Sierra Leone and also Inshallah University as well. So this is it. Last week, the streets of Freetown, within Douazak, Regent, you name it. People go celebrate. People who don't go through academic struggle. It's a point where now them for calm down and can enjoy. Get good job. The government of Sierra Leone, as a whole, as a nation, for need up to 75,000 jobs. But as at now, government they only give 41,000 jobs, and which of course we get something like 30-something way government will meet up to that particular amount there. So what is it? What's not the problem? How we will bridge this gap? And remember, the Minister of Higher Education, sometime last week, talk about in as much as you don't come out from university coming down, you need to go learn skills. So put all them statements there around. How we will solve this problem, how people come out and go spend 4 years or almost years, come back and can get a good job. It doesn't necessarily mean say that 5,301 student there. Some almost they work, they get them really nothing. But I will show you, in average 2 to 3% of that 5,301 we get existing job. So now that's what I can talk about in the show this morning, and of course we expect we expect in the studio Abubakar Sanasi, the director of TVET, Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, and also Fatimata Alicia Bangura, when a graduate and an entrepreneur, and also Abraham Nicholas Kamara, when a mentor and a coach on digital entrepreneurship and e-commerce. So now then the people and they will get in the studio this morning for me who can discuss how we be able the demand and of course the supply will meet. We'll be joining the studio by Abdul Abubakar Sanesi, director of TVET, Ministry of Technical and Higher Education. Good morning, Abubakar, and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Thank you very much.
Fatimata Alicia Bangura, graduate and entrepreneur. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And also household name, Abraham Nicholas Kamara. Good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Yes. Good morning and hi to all the viewers and followers.
Alright, so I want to say compliments of the season or season greetings to all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we enjoying the festive season?
Yes, why not? We are alive.
All right, Alicia, you enjoyed the festive season so far?
Sure.
Nicholas?
Yes, very great.
All right, so Okay, thank you. I think I'll start with you, Alicia. I mean, before going to university, I mean, waiting on the mindset, the expectation before going to university.
Okay, thank you very much. Before I go to university,
You can come close to the mic a bit, yeah? All right, thank you.
before going to the university, I already don't get that industrious mindset. I not just go they say I want for go acquire education, for go get degree, but I go there for go empower myself, for add up to the industrious thing where I want for do, because I be to do petty business. When I petty trade, I was into numerous various of items that I was selling. So like I decide for go with that kind of mindset, say I want for pursue that, but I want for back with a paper, because being that everybody schooling, even with parents, them, you need for go school, you need for graduate, and all of those kind of thing.
All right, she just want for add up to waiting you be done to do before.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
somebody will talk about demand and supply. Somebody they ask me, I mean, well, waiting the job market, the demand, is it whether that university they give out? So now then they have been mean, where somebody message me, just they talk about demand, do some amount of economics at some point. So is that the situation of which we are faced with in the country? Like people in the come out from colleges come for can see whether they could get work, and it's difficult. Is it whether within the job market they look out for not to some of them things then the universities and they supply out? Do you want for to the line there?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for this question. And I want to take time for at least digress into this particular one. Well, yes, of course. The labor market, as said, imagine over 5,000 students that can graduate every year. But we define it difficult and they talk say unemployment. But there are job opportunities, but we not get the right people with the right skill, the right mindset for filling then vacancies. Then they imagine, like for example, I go university, say I can not enter lab, like for this IT stuff thing and all. Imagine after I don't spend 4 years, then I go to bank for go apply for job. Then after which, then call me for interview. And the interview requires say, open a folder. Then I'm not able to open that particular folder there. Meaning that I lost the interview because what happened, the university failed for installing me the practical part for way for prepare me for the outside world.
Nicholas, slabbing into this, you want to agree that probably the demand of the labor market, not so that the university at some point they supply out?
It's a mixed bag.
Okay.
Depending on the individual and the scope and the focus. Yes, to some extent, we get to a labor mismatch. But like within you rightly say, there are jobs available. It's a very big debate. Somebody can tell you, say that man can just talk, but there are jobs ready, available for graduates. But these are ego, pride, and not wanting to start from small. One of the biggest people don't engage into research for the past 6 to 7 years now on campaigning on this digital entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship as a whole. We Sierra Leonean graduate or African graduate do want to start from zero and climb the ladder. Most of them don't want for grow, but they want for run. So I can tell anybody now, say yes, there is a labor mismatch. There's a huge number of graduates who doesn't have job because of that 3 lines of mere research: ego, pride, and don't want it to start from small.
Okay.
Everybody's looking for white collar jobs, and the white collar jobs now, the labor market has been polluted because multiples. Now we have 6 public universities, and we get other private universities. In summation, plus or minus, we have like 10 colleges and universities in Sierra Leone where they produce qualified and trained white personnel. We're ready for go work. But the universities now, where are the labor market? When you look at the former jobs, when you look for everybody now, in fact, somebody now we graduate of recent of this 5,000 way, they pose an alarming session of discussion. If you tell an answer, go start from an SME for work for them, they will not go. If you tell them now, go in a garage, because we have mechanics, we have workshops where they need administrators for do, because most of them they go into frustration because most of the garage or toolbox when they do, or then informal setting, I need people to go manage it. so that they go scale up for meet up the market demand. They don't get, if you tell them to go start there, they will not go. So that's why the number is swelling, but they don't get an exit point. But there is a job.
Aside of those three you mentioned, I mean, do we have a situation where or think about those courses where students they could do? I mean, are they being actually job friendly in the labor market?
Well, it depends on the context. To some extent, to some argument, they will tell you there is a, that make the crown of the argument is a labor mismatch. Every curriculum University of Sierra Leone or any other university you do is out of research. Sometimes it can be influenced by ministry or by stakeholders engagement. But look at the period. Yes, there are outdated courses. Let me say frankly here, there are outdated courses where really the student need for debate. But
for instance, you get library studies, you go on for wonder. I mean, how will this then they will be marketable that you come down and what you will achieve with that?
It depends on the mindset. A librarian can also become an entrepreneur. Because when you get a BSc in library studies, you add entrepreneurship knowledge, you can open a community library area, you begin to teach people how to do research. It's about just lacking the devotion of, the problem of the university is not ours. It is we, the student, that is going there. Because if you don't go do BSc in library and information science, which is very good, if you don't get a formal white job, what do? You come down and apply the 4 years of skills and techniques we don't learn into your community. That is why I say the biggest issue here, the biggest error between labor and the university is the entrepreneur mindset that is lacking. Somebody yesterday on another debate say social work and other things, they are not relevant. They are relevant. It depends on the individual application.
So what you're saying now, before I come to Abubakar, what you're saying, why students, before going to university, I mean, get a mindset, these are the things that we job friendly, like you want for do mass communication. There are plenty media institutions, I mean, across the country. There are so many courses where you feel like they are job friendly, but others, aside of you get your own skills, but it's difficult for you for breakthrough aside of the skills. You go on for say putting you 4 years into university, you expect to can get a job you can do at the end of the day.
Of course, that's why there's a say we say what you don't expect, you cannot experience. The whole thing is about devotion, mindset, and practically, I mean, putting into practice what you have learned. 4 years of university don't guarantee for give job. 4 years of spending within the university don't guarantee for become over.
But I know the essence done for you go university.
That's the perception. That's orthodox. But now when you look at the mind shift in theory, they tell you say 4 years of university is about to prepare you for the future you don't know. That's why education still remains to be the key and then the opener to the world. The whole the way they cause problems for we in Africa and Sierra Leone to be specific is the focus and mindset on what? On the stereotype of why job. People don't look for alternatives. The informal sector need people. As I talked to, we have over 1,000 of SME owners. We need people for scale up. Where they do recording, where they do bookkeeping, where they do stores, where they do this. But the guys not they willing for go down. Everybody wants to start at the top. And look at all great ventures, great historians or great adventures or CEOs. They all, if I can read now, I give examples. Steve Jobs was one time a worker. Elon Musk was one time an employee. You understand? The recent DeepSeek, where Sheikh ChatGPT was at one time an intern at Facebook. But the problem is that in the graduates, the expectations are high.
Okay.
So therefore, they don't go down the bar. And the bar, on top of the table now, there is no space. The only space that is available now is under the table, where we find the blue-collar jobs. That's why, if you listen to the scripts, where the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of Sierra Leone pump that day, but it's unfortunate that the one that say where the message will go to, but don't even know the essence of that message. Shifting from certification to particularization, from certification to skills. A graduate without skills, without poverty, because the academic 4 years you have spent is about what? Building your leadership, building your capacity. Skills is about what? Driving you to where the world is needed. This is an error. Where most of the guys, look, a sad story. Somebody spent 4 years, he never entered a lab. And instead of guess what where they coach him and mentor and say he can go do computer school outside the university. Where alongside, you can do academic, you can do his soft skills. But the environment is not the day for educate people. So it's happened now 4 years of dependence on the university, and the university they give what you want, then when you can't face the reality. So that's the only issue where me get small on the university. and other colleges because of our curriculum. But for job employment, and the searching for job or the creation of job doesn't lie solely on the university curriculum. It's about outside the curriculum that somebody could build and pursue based on what he focus. He say he gets a dream. For me, before you go to university, you already get an industrial mind. Yeah. That industrial mind, I drive and for go find in degree. Now, where job no get, you don't go create your own job. So that's a mindset. That's a mindset.
It's now been getting Abubakar from TVET. I mean, this is now Naomi side. We talk about skills, skills development and all. And one for look at, I mean, how this don't they push through, because everybody, including, I mean, the minister himself talk about, say, every student, I mean, forget skills for Sabi, other thing aside of waiting Igulan na college. How effective TVET don't be?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. My happiness is that at least you are hosting this kind of discussions.
Yeah.
I think that's the beginning of the transformation, because some 15 years back, this kind of discussion were not very prominent in Sierra Leone. And for the fact that they are going further, we'll get the solution. That's my belief. If you go to IPAM now, we have Center of Excellence for Entrepreneurship at IPAM. Put that one aside. You need to understand that entrepreneurship, for it to thrive, there are three major elements. You look at the resources that you have, you look at the capital, and you look at the available land that you'll be able to become a very good entrepreneur. You know, there are people that are born naturally are entrepreneurs. Make no mistake about it. They are able to manipulate these three major variables to be able to create jobs for, other people. And this is the missing link that we have as a country. I'm not going to TVET for now. I'll come to TVET. But focusing on entrepreneurship, if you go to the other part of the globe, ranging from Asia, Europe, America, the greater employer of labor or greater employer of job provider are entrepreneurs. When I went to South Korea, along the roadside, you can see all of the coffee shops. People are making their business, without government intervention. And they are employing minimum maybe 10, 15, 20 people. That's total accumulation deliver the people in terms of limitations for making their living. But then, like I said, the country is at a crossroad. My brother was saying something very important, which is what maybe the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education and the education sector is working on. How can you ensure that the human capital, like the president said, being developed, to be able to start thinking in that direction, that my going to university is important, but what is important, how can I actually affect people's life with my skills or talent that will come out from university? So once that one is in place, then definitely you get to see the nation moving on gradually. You start seeing people innovating. You start people that have established business already, start expanding it because of the enabling environment. But the challenge we have as a country is that we have a lot of gray areas with respect to this transformation. Government has got role to play. Ourselves as indigenes have got role to play. What is going to be the government role? The enabling environment, like the policies, the availability of resources, like financial resources, nurturing the human capital correctly. All these ones are the interconnection amongst, the three major areas. Government, the citizens, and the natural environment. So, this is what government is working on as I speak. I was at the president said, let's develop the human capital. And I am the head in the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education in terms of human capital development, especially technical and vocational education. Like she was saying, let's assume she wants to establish a business that has to do with, let's say, construction. If you don't have the right-minded, skilled people within that sector that you employ to be able to help you, do your contract appealing to the client, definitely there's going to be a problem. And these are the gray areas. As we speak now as a country, like he said, you go to university. Yes, I've gone to Fube College. Okay, I've gone to Njala University. Let's say you go to Njala University, you go and study agric engineering. Then you come out, you don't have you don't even have an idea how to, cultivate in how can I call it, in an industrial manner or in a large scale manner. then definitely you haven't done anything. It's just an ordinary paper that you have got. So government have realized it, and all of us have started realizing it as a country. So what is important is we continue with this discussion, and government continue to play its roles, and we also continue to make sure we do our own bits and pieces as indigenes to ensure that we position our country going further to be competitive.
So why, because you know answer the TVET, but this is so much important. Why is it government not going to look at in a situation and say, let's have this side by side? I mean, the practical aspects of it, I mean, in which, of course, those are the things the university lack, as Richie they say. Why don't we do this side by side? Then after 4 years of university and come back and say, well, I forget skills. I will agree, World Bank reports talk about how for boost the private sector, I mean, it would drive development in the country, but amidst that there are challenges, access to finance, to loan specifically, and all other things. Then we deprive the private sector for thrive. But why this not work side by side?
Well, I want to tell you now that they have, that started that initiative. The current budget read in Parliament, they have not finalized that one, but it is skewed towards that kind of direction. What does that mean? They want to first and foremost prioritize industrialization. You know, this human capital development we are talking about cannot be completed within the walls of the universities and colleges. We need to have the private sector to be involved. Let me give you a simple example. We wanted to develop a curriculum on industrial plumbing, and this curriculum content should be supported by the private sector. And when you look around Sierra Leone, the largest MDAs that is in charge of industrial plumbing in particular, you cannot discuss that one without bringing in either Salwako or Guma Valley. You may have gentles doing their roads, they may need some plumbing, they have some companies that are doing some construction. But their construction have not gone to 40 stories. Their construction have not got to a point where you leave this place and remove a car from this house and then the entire system is water stop. Right? So what we are doing, we want to develop that learning direction that can make sure that the industry make their input. But even the industry, there are shortcomings, sir. So that is why the government have focused on industrialization. That is the beginning. If you go to Newton, I'm not an advocate for government, I'm working for government, but I'm not an advocate. But the fact of the matter, discussion cannot be completed without involving the other parties. So as long as government has started saying, in our new budget, we have to make sure we create room for availability of resources for people that want to innovate or people that want to establish business, they have some resources at hand to do that. We want to make sure industrialization start so that when you want to work with industry or train with industries, you now have the industries available to help you in the training. What I want to say in this training, it has to do with this. Let's say you have big time multi-million construction companies that are in construction of hundreds, 40-story buildings. If these people are working with you to develop a curriculum, you will be able to train people that have the skills to be able to plumb a story that is about 40 stories. They will be able to train people that will be able to do the electrical installation for that particular building. But they are nowhere. So it's a whole crossroad that the country is striving to see how they can put all the bit like you are saying. It is very challenging, it is very difficult. For 60 years ago, we could not pay attention to this one. And the velocity at which other nations have gone, for us to catch up with them, it takes really that kind of effort.
So how TVET comes in, I mean, in terms of now those, well, I don't want to use the word local jobs because, I mean, themselves, they get money as we speak. I mean, carpenter, you name it. I mean, if you look at waiting, then guy they make per day, you want for say, well, I don't need to go to office again. So how does TVET comes in?
TVET comes in, let me tell you first thing, let me say one thing in the first place. This thing of TVET is not a new thing. TVET has been there since the tale of Joseph and even this guy that constructed the boat in Bible history. That was the TVET man. How do you call him? Noah, right? Carpenters were still there. Even as we speak in Sierra Leone, TVET has been there. But what is the challenge is that we haven't done the TVET that can be able to do our transformation. TVET is about resources. A prudent TVET administration is about resources, sir. Without investing capital in TVET to develop the infrastructure for all sectors for training to thrive so that people have the capacity in line with the current trend of development, you are missing it. We will still be singing, we are doing TVET, but we haven't got the TVET.
So is it not something you are faced with right now?
Of course, those are the challenges we are faced with. So what I'm saying, without TVET, all these things we are saying can never work. Entrepreneurs can't be able to do their stuff. Universities can't be able to get the human capital nurtured as it is. Because we have academic proper. But I can tell you that 80% of all the work for people to live well, comfortable in life is about TVET. If you like, go and read law. If you like, be the chartered accountant. If you don't have the TVET people that can support you, all your chartered accountants, you'll be there, your AC is not working. You'll be there, you don't have the lift to go up to your 40-story building that you have built. So what really this means is that other parts of the world vested interest in TVET provisions. It's not just about, because when you talk about human capital, it's about three major elements. People, best practice, in other words, international standards have defined is that human capital is the development of the health, the education, and the agriculture. But when it comes to TVET specifically, first you have to develop the standard. Which standard we want to achieve in terms of our TVET transformation? Once you don't have that standard and you don't have the enabling environment created to support the nurturing of such standard, you have still not done the TVET that can transform your country. You have still not provided the human capital that can support the entrepreneurs. You have still not supported the road constructors that can build bridges that are like even 200 meters apart. You can still not have the people that can build a house that are 45 stories. You can still not be able to manage electricity. If you go to China, for instance, they give you a room, by the time you put your card, all the lights in that room will come on. By the time you remove the card, all the lights will go off. And for the last visit, I visited Germany. In China, educated at 5 minutes. In Germany, like remove, it goes up automatically. So we still need this kind of people within our environment to be able to support us. So TVET remains critical, but at the end of the day, we see at the crossroad to make sure it is properly positioned for this country.
Alicia, you get this realization at a very early stage of your education, or probably along the line, you feel like skills is important. I mean, in as much as you go college, you spend 4 years, but this is important when you have this realization.
Since I not even go college yet, because my parents, they will bring me up, now business-minded people, especially my mommy. So I believe in business, no matter what. And now that kind of mama will be say, whenever people say, oh, this na I want for do, it allow you. Follow you go that line, follow you take that path. Even you say na entertainment, even you say you want to be shoemaker, it give you that free will. And this now a particular thing we parents then supposed for look into, because that back they contribute to the picking them lives them. Because imagine, let's say for instance, abroad, America, where picking them they come up, where they say, oh, I want to become this particular person. The parents and they give the time, then they give that kind of free will for you pursue which you want, and that they help a lot in the future of the kids. So like then they invest in their skills, then talents, and that they make it easy for the picking them whether they come up. Now than the Sierra Leoneans then lack. So imagine from where maybe they come up, me don't get a privilege to see skills now must. Whenever they come up, I love business and I love dancing and I dig into the entertainment industry. Though my mama na mamiaja, but it give me the free will for like a pursue waiting I want, and they like a today. And not they give me plenty, the entertainment, but I really they realize something, and it really they play a great role in my life, and I wish for pursue in the future. Both are the combine with the business, and as at now, I don't go for tailoring as well, because my business line na clothing, and because of that, I won't forget practical knowledge about waiting I want for go into, and this business na something where I get planned for expand and create job opportunities for people who go lessen the unemployment rates in the country.
As young person, how will you change? This is a mindset issue. I mean, how you want for change the mindset of other young people like you? I mean, we just believe in come out from the university, come sit down at my office, AC for blow me, work with computer. How would you change that mindset?
Okay, now the mindset of the people. Like I tell you, it starts from the parents them. Then to we where we don't big so, because it can be say na mistake because we parents they not get that kind of sensitization in those days. But now technology they advance every blessed day. we dey see wetin dey happen, and that we don't decide for take. That's how well now we earn. So you see how like with the advanced technology, we dey go na this social media stuff and other stuff things for like we able for acquire skills. So in that case, me I dey tell every graduate or continue student or people like we get plan for go na university, say degree is good, but skills are important. It's fine for make you empower yourself no matter what, no matter the paper. Because when you like when Mr. Nicholas be the talk, we get people then where they at higher height and now we don't not even get paper, we don't not even get degree. But now the billionaires them today, now the millionaires them today because of waiting skills. So even if you do go to college, please not forget for think about say, okay, make I empower myself, whether be tailoring, whether be business, entrepreneur. Of course, entrepreneurs they don't plenty now in the country. So like I can advise for the people and they go for other skills. Imagine the IT sector. IT sector, we get plenty job opportunities, just like I said earlier. But we not get the skill. We are mentally, we know like we are practically for let we go down there at the markets, at the labor market. And Mr. Nicholas be the talk say, while she in a college, you supposed for go down behind the scene and for the do you want to computer stuff thing. No, we pay for that. When we enter year one, I pay for ICT. But like I say, I not enter na lab till I graduate. Which of course is wrong. You understand? I not see the university they're not try. Then really they try. But then like they're not try enough for prepare we for the outside world. I understand see students then supposed for like land skill behind the scene and all, but waiting now we lecturers then contribution to that. Everything about theory. Imagine, let we take a flashback from primary school, secondary school, senior secondary school. Everything about theory. 90%, we only get 10% practical, and that's not even intense. I can understand because standing from the ground level. But at least when we enter a university, let them try for make an, even if not to 50-50 safe, but let them try for balance the equation.
How will you defend internship? Because for journalists or probably those that are financial institution, they will tell you that then go to different banks or probably journalists come into a media institution, forgets the practical aspects of what they do.
Okay, let us see in the internship aspect. Then can wait till pass after where we don't say okay graduation they come or where we carry dissertation. At the time then they say we need for go for internship, which of course this internship is supposed to start even from year 2. Okay. They're supposed for they take we out for go give we recommendation letters, and even this internship business now we they ask for the recommendation letters and the recommend we're not supposed to ask because now on our responsibility as the university for give the recommendation and for tell. In fact, they're supposed for they send number of students say okay. This group of people, and I don't know, say it's not business administration students, una know the inside of studies and everything. They're supposed to bunch una and send una na a particular organization or particular institution. Like usai una supposed for go utilize and go learn within the theory where they don't show now. For let them go do them to the practical. You understand? They're supposed for to do that now one. And like I said, they're supposed for to do them back inside the university. Therefore, create that platform. Therefore, get a body where they come together, say, okay, so time we get practical. Like where we go school, we get our L&DS for public speaking. You understand? Where you watch right now, 50%, in fact, over 50% of students, we know they speak. We're not able to express ourselves. You understand? Even than the university lack. Then they try them best, but them best is not enough. We need practical. We need thing where they push we for let we get prepared for the outside market, we're not the labor market.
All right, Nicholas, let bring you into this. We are in a situation where people want for look at say skills don't they dominate. I mean, you need for get skills at all costs. You need for sabi something. I mean, the other day somebody they tell me say, well, Ivan, after graduation, I think I go learn driving. I go learn X, Y, Z. I mean, these are the situation you go on for ask why people for go spend 4 years now in university. Why in skills they take a whole lot of the job markets now.
that's the orthodox mindset we make Africa still in poverty. Me big brother here talk about the book of my Bible story about the Ark, Noah and Joseph, right? Being people who start the technical skills. Why African graduates, some women to be poor, if not be careful, will continue to be poor, because when they mix the two. For every successful individual, you must forget basic two parameters we move on with: business skills and academic skills, or technical skills or soft skills. This one, either of the two must be blended together so that you go to see the light. You can spend 4 years within the university. If you not get a technical skills for drive out from the university, you cannot be empowered. And the university not did it for go PPI anymore. It's about what you don't spend 4 years at the university, is what the university is expecting you for you to go and sell as a graduate. But here is the mismatch. 4 years spent within the university, people doesn't know how to create and develop self-reliance spirit. There is a scenario and people spend 7 years within the university without developing their skills to see how do I become a very good marketer, a very good public orator, or for me to become a business-minded person. Just stick on that, on the syllabus and the curriculum. Even though, let me be frank here, the universities and other colleges, we are still on this colonial orthodox theory that 60% or 90% of our curriculum are centered on what? Job seekers and job creators. That's the biggest challenge. 75% of almost of our curriculums from primary school on to universities, we have been trained for what? For job seekers. And if you want to develop from being all your, let's say 15 years, 20 years from what? From primary school to secondary school on to university, when you take up the summation, it's about 20 years spent just learning with less practical. All of those processes are what? On what? Job seekers and not job creators. But the good news is that we have, if you can read through the Vice Chancellor's report, transformation, a step into what? Into the future, a world without what? Hope for job, none of that. So this is a whole call to order. If the Vice Chancellor of the University of Sierra Leone and the principals is calling on graduates, preparing them for the unforeseen challenges, who are they? The big challenge now is about, are they ready to go down and fulfill what was missed for the past 4 years? Are they ready for them to go there to equip themselves that has been missed for the past 4 years? Like I told you, the university is doing its best, but much is expected because she was talking about practicality. My brother here was talking about that infrastructure. You know, it's a long problem. We are just discussing what we can do now. But it has been a systemic, it has been chronic, and we needed all hands on deck. That's why I do argue, not everything we can blame just government alone. This has been a community problem, a family problem, an institutional problem, and a colonial problem.
So that comes to the next question: societal mindset, family. I mean, you go through university, like some family, like how Alicia they talk say, you go to Taylor. I mean, it's so natural shopping, those kind of things. I mean, societal mindsets have been another concern for some people.
So that's why, if I can quote the CEO of UBA, he said, Africa doesn't need, we no more need industrial revolution. What we need is action. We are out of that emergency now. Africa needs that emergency liberalization of our mindset, because it's the most ready continent that have all the raw materials that is needed in the world. But the mismatch is, we have the resources, we have the raw materials, we have everything that the world demands. But we, the people who are the most valuable assets, are not ready. The skills that is needed for transformation, the skills that are needed for extraction, for value addition, to go through the value chain so that we can reach those Asians, the West, and the Middle East, we are not well equipped, because we still embed, we still work, and we still live with the 1980 syllabus, 1970 syllabus at to date. Somebody is doing a course that doesn't have any information about industrialization, and the world is no more waiting for you for theory. What we are looking for is practical and application.
As a country, I mean, people go tag you as serious somebody where you inside your office, you wear coat and tie, they will say that you're serious. But me, even salon waiter don't notice over the years, even you dress code, right dress, people get argue whether this is successful or not. I mean, so some job they don't require you for wear coat and tie, but this is the country. Why? So how do we change that? Because this is a big problem, and we are moving into that situation where you must, apart from the Bukwe land, you must have other thing.
The change now, some of it they do so at we thank God for Epic and the whole television show for giving the platform. You know, one of the move is about this public speaking. I mean, public discussions. Thank God for the first time we see the minister shifts the mindset. So the first approach is mind shifting, moving from the orthodox way of thinking to the practical way of thinking, that a graduate without soft skills or practical skills, you cannot get what you want. Because a degree or a certificate can give you what, a job, but skills can give you what, money, and it can make you become what, wealthy. For instance, I began a basis. Elon Musk was one time what, a worker. Steve Jobs was a cleaner. You understand? These are billionaires who started from nowhere. But what they saw a gap between the place where they work. So how did they give advice now 25,000 plus graduates? What would they expect now? You understand? Volunteer yourself. Do you hear any recommendations? Go on internship. Go on at trainees or apprenticeship for 1 or 2 years. They say the time where a butcher they spend for sharpening knife is just not a waste of time, but they prepare what for do a proper slaughtering. But that's the mismatch. So you cannot sit at home, you acquire soft skills. Because university they give you soft skills too. Because the curriculum was not centered on it. What the curriculum was centered was prepared for was what was academic and administrative what? Jobs. So if you want for jumping up for going into the world, what's the world needs now, you go for be apprentice. They say if you are not trained, you cannot be traced. If you are not mentored, you cannot be mentored. Tell me any successful person sabi that is strong, but not go far. Now free to will not start small. Any successful person will own the television or radio or businesses will tell you say just fly can begin. That's the mismatch. Graduate don't ready to volunteer to give to the society for free cost. Everybody is looking for money, and as a proverb will say, the kingdom prayer say, if you are too desperate to get wealth, you never know where we can generate wealth. That is why the Cartesian theory they say and the Asian theory they say, every young person, every youth when allowed to be used, abused, misused to generate wealth or to create wealth, you never know how to start. Right. That's that challenge. So graduates must be ready to be used, abused, for them to know how to generate wealth so that you can create your own wealth.
I'll bring you, Abubakar, into this. I mean, 4 years in university, coming down, talk about for volunteer and looking at the economical problem in this country. I mean, where are we going?
Well, I think we are trying now to take the right direction as a country. Make no mistake about it. Like I said, without these discussions, we can't change it. So now, the point is that, let me just make some clarification on this entrepreneurship development skills and the entire landscape, how it should work. You know, there are people, like I told you earlier, they are natural entrepreneurs. But they need to have the enabling environment, which can only be created in most cases by government, like you mentioned earlier. Yeah. Government has to actually be very much fun to say, let me create that environment that somebody want to have some resources to, do something that can affect other people's life in terms of business is possible. Through means, banking, and other means, policies, etc. Yeah. And, some other measures that you can put in place that can actually soften the grounds, taxes, etc., etc. So this is critical. Because the challenge here is the social issue we have today is joblessness. And joblessness can lead to, less development.
They say idle mind is not the workshop of the devil.
No, apart from the idle mind, first, if people are not there to create jobs, you will not have more capital again in the bank too. Because investment is a function of the capital. And capital is a function of having the disposable income that is enough for consumption and then savings. Once you save in the bank can give it to people to invest. But then there should be that environment that can help you. If the market is not crunching, you are able to do the investment accordingly. But then the point is that coming to how these three works, the government, the entrepreneurs, and the skilled people, is all centered around, our belief that this thing is the only way that can transform our country. Because when the ordinary people, young, the numerous youth that are around, realize that my skills, my talent need to be nurtured, They get in there and nurture their talent. And the government create a loop that talent being nurtured is in line with international standard. Then we are on the right track. What does that mean? I can give you a case in point. We went to Kenya on benchmarking, on entrepreneur and apprenticeship. You cannot believe, because of the way Kenya has invested into their skills training, graduates we are leaving, the students we are leaving the universities and coming to TVET institutions to be trained. Why? When they leave there, they have the competencies to hit the ground running, either with business or doing their own innovation with speed. So they are coming. Because of the also added apprenticeship, some tutors, we are now being jealous of students that are placed in apprenticeship. They go to industries, when they come, they are more competent than the lecturers. So these are all bits, but this discussion cannot end here. Like I said, my happiness is that, like my younger brother said, it is important that we are discussing them now. It is important that we have started changing the perception of us as Sierra Leoneans, because otherwise we are not going to prioritize this discussion. So, but for us to get there, it has to take really some time, because the structures that needs to be in place for that to happen, for you to get back to the universities and recalibrate their curriculum, for you to get back to the university to make sure that even when they bring equipment and tools, the tutors are able to manipulate them or to demonstrate it before the students so that the student can understand. It has to take some time. They can bring the equipment, maybe the lecturer himself doesn't have the capacity to manipulate it. So in the end, he can never prioritize operating that machine. He can always be giving theory, like my sister was saying. So what has to happen is continuous engagement, trying to nurture this through the educational system. We recalibrate the mindset of the younger people coming, so that 10, 15, 20 years down the line, why all of us, some of us may not be getting...
I will let you reply to this or respond to this. Is important from our Facebook page. Okay. Abdul Gadri Kamara is saying, we started failing as a nation when we misunderstood that the concept of education is better than gold. So are people only focused on pen and paper?
Yeah, that's just what the Gloria Master told us. And when we got relaxed in that...
this we misunderstand that part still. According to what's in this process.
Yes.
We misunderstand?
What did he say once again?
He said we started failing as a nation when we misunderstood the concept of education is better than gold. So are people, yes, so in just put gold, so are people only focused on pen and paper?
Pen and paper. Yes, because the problem is, I don't want to blame bad Gloria Masters. Just like if you are born from poor family, they want to be blaming somebody that you are poor because you came from poor family. I don't agree with that one.
So that from the onset, the mindset you therefore learn book?
The mindset, no, the learn book is one thing, but which type of book are you learning? That's the question, sir. Which type of book are you learning? The guys know very well that they wanted to use this part of the world as their bait or for their success. So they brought in the idea to tell you that when you do clerical job, you are the most, and they are the most powerful guy. And they created that kind of, cocoon. They put them, our predecessors, people that were there 60 years ago, that when you are a clerk, you are a lawyer, is everything. Not knowing that they are destroying the progress or the future of the country. And all of us bought into that one as a nation. So it is only now we are coming out of that cocoon. Sir, the more we continue to import items from those people from other parts of the world, the more we will be taking our riches to them and we remain in poverty. So the only thing we can focus on is how can we ensure that the education that we are giving our people, I'm not saying education is not that silver and gold, but the type of education that they brought to us, until we change that one and bring in the education that can nurture our talent to be able to be creative, to produce things not only for our consumption, for trade, then you start to see that education is better than silver and gold. But once you continue to think that only when you are a lawyer, then you are the best educated. Only when you are an accountant, you are the best educated. You are still missing it. So it is not just me and you. It is about what structures are in place by government to make sure that the education that can transform our country is properly given the attention that it deserves.
All right, so quickly, I know say we'll round up in two minutes each. I'll start with you, Nicholas. How do you juxtapose those two? I mean, education and that of our skills. How do you put them together? That, I mean, each side will benefit. That, I mean, coming down from university, our group will get something where our group will benefit at the end of the day and put food on the table. That's the essence of everything.
Education still meant to be the light of the world, because even from the Quran and the Bible, they always tell you, you go for read and understand first before you apply. But the mismatch, now we big brother don't say so. The orthodox style of art curriculum, now they cause the confusion. Where that person they say we value education never than silver and gold. But we have renowned philosophers, scholars in the world, with all inventors. These are educated people. All these systems and processes that we are using now within this station are invented by somebody who has what basic education. The mismatch now in the way that person they go into, we so swallow the theory that it's more of an administrative education rather than practical engineering. That's why yesterday you had a medical doctor we can best student from commerce. It tells you from the one way enter commerce there was what a devotion that is not only book sense but also be to do what some practical alongside. So the education still remains to be the key and the light of the world. But the challenge is now is the curriculum needs to be reviewed for meet up the present day of academy. For look at the present day of the economy, the present day of the globe. For instance, ICT and AI don't do what called trade liberalization. Don't break the boundary. Tell me this alone. For me, know it's happening in America. It takes some time or years. For me, know some trade happen in Europe. It takes some time. But now,
and we need people of creative mindset.
So now, creativity don't come into light. So education still remains the key, based on what the whole thing mind shifting. Africa need what mind shifting. Like when a philosopher once says, we are sitting on emergency. Because 70 years down the line, we don't accept the colonial master for indoctrinate. We say you go to school, you graduated for you to become a job seeker. That's a mismatch. Now the orthodox don't change. Never no more into that orthodox philosophy. Now we are.
In fact, some people for create job.
Yes, that's somebody will go spend 2-3 years at university. Now you first premise is what for become a job creator, a job seeker. That paradigm, that's the challenge. But the education is key, but skills, they make you become more powerful, more useful, and more the impact. When you have education back to that skills, you become more remembered than any other person.
All right, Alicia, quick one.
Okay. Yes, education remains to be the light and the key, though not to success, because you can do other things to become successful. But because of this stale idea of saying, oh, we wear suits, now you're not somebody in a society. So if I get to change the mindset of the students, then get to understand this aspect. Imagine everybody want to go study business admin, entrepreneur, science, political, with the agricultural sector, with the IT sector. Nobody. Or let me not say nobody, but not few. In fact, we within the graduates are not more than 1,000. In fact, sometimes they're not even reach the agricultural sector. And when you watch the government, the thing of this particular government, the agriculture.
Field Salon project.
Exactly.
So imagine if all the other mindset of farmer, forget farm now, garden our backyard.
That's the thing.
It should have been a success.
Because of the don't install in we that kind of stale idea say, oh, agriculture, dirty work, or you do this, blah, blah. But we watch them very rich. Now, one of the richest people, agriculture, like we go into agriculture and all of this kind of thing, but we're not able to realize that. So I can talk to me company students or me company graduates them say, it's not only about working in the office, but we supposed to go out there and try to utilize the theoretical aspect where they don't teach we, for let we self able to put them into practical. But whilst the university self then get thing, then supposed for support in that practical aspect. Because Mr. Nicholas Bede talk say how we supposed to be used, misused. I want to make let we come up from that side. Because for me, now still ideas. The world they evolve every blessed day and technology they advance. We suppose for create new ideas. Let we not continue with that still ideas they imagine that kind of academic frustration where you go through for 4 or 5 years, maybe more than that you can't do for go start from ground floor. I understand say yes, you start from ground floor. So the idea of we the students are now for say if in this one, we to make an go start from all the years we don't start.
Before you start the ground one.
Why make an go and do business? Why make an go do this for like get me own and become self-employed? Why make I can work for person again for this kind of social amount? Because
there was this statement on the social media where somebody post got it if them people now 1.5k
1.5.
una take and it don't normal like got it when you come out from university.
Yes.
The expectation
Expectation.
very high.
Yes, and that go to the academic frustration. Because not of us say some of
don't
we
go
the
through your
students,
story all night and
some
all.
of we the students want for learn, we want for build, we want for work. But now because of the academic frustration, they imagine you don't spend how many millions for pay school fees.
Then you come back, you can't
Just imagine.
you can't volunteer.
Frustrating.
We busy, you need to get out you there for pay transport.
Yes, it's frustrating.
It is very sensitive.
Yes, quick one.
You know, the word say use, misuse doesn't mean like the hard way. Let me give you references. Elon Musk, the world trillionaire now, was the first time job now in life. There was what a baller, now a cleaner. Inside one of the leading pharmacies inside America. Warren Buffett was a paper boy, selling papers for what? For one of the leading Wall Street journals. You look at Steve Jobs, was what? A McDonald's cook. So the thing is now, if those people started from nowhere, that's what I'm saying, graduates should calm down. The pain is too much. You don't spend 4 years. If you can start as a volunteer apprenticeship, we see what we brothers say now about Kenya and East Africans. We all be get this pride. No, I come at the veteran and say working experience. Now I know that a graduate without working experience, you are not useful. It's difficult for me, you know. Even if you told me academic, if I can't left me and for do that thing, I cannot know. That's why I'm saying we have to go through apprenticeship and mentorship. It doesn't like misuse you. The misuse sense by me now, go through a process so that within the process you learn all the loopholes, the challenges, the opportunities, and then they grab up.
So for anything they say,
Yes.
why if I go through that education hustle or struggle, get midnight candles, burn them? Why you not go start
Why?
from that small day and make it big? That's a concern or
That's
argument.
it. So that's been the mismatch. So now because we don't see the mismatch, now we are finding the roadmap. We look, you know, if you don't live by example, you cannot be, you know, the flow. You understand? So every successful person needs a mentor. So look at Jack Ma. He was what? A tour guide inside Kenya. I mean, inside China. Now he's what? He's a world billionaire. He said what as a tour guide? A teacher. A primary school teacher. Jack Ma. Alibaba. We own Alibaba. So graduates get for go down the ladder for look at say the expectations, the big hope, and no more there. Government cannot give us the job that we want. Those that are ready to give us the job, let's go and support. We are the SMEs, the petty traders. You understand? The small scale company. But guess what? We'll get this what we call emotional disease, where they don't inculcate into the minds of, including me before, as a young graduate, the phobia, the passion, and the expectation is big. And I want to tell
Societal expectation as well.
It's big, and the influence between peer group and another. I mean, go begin work for 1,500, but imagine now you sit at home for 4 years without getting that 1,500. The money is small, but what you are gaining as an apprentice, what you are gaining as a mentee, what you are gaining as a volunteer will scale you up. I don't give you FSC 6
So
million.
it's like building your future for the future.
Thank you.
Continue.
Through
I
skills,
understand
skills
that.
Yeah, quick one, so round up on this.
Okay, quick one. Let me left yonder, make a come to the government side before I left.
Okay.
You know, I want to give recommendation, like even if not now, but I believe for say the government need for look into this one maybe in the future, because now we not the government. In fact, government self now mortal manding, like then self they like then the mistake, then they forget and all of that thing, because they get plenty things for concentrate for, but they need for monitor the universities, the educational systems, you know, at least let it able go, even if not to 50-50, let it go to 60-40, at least
Okay.
70-30 of practical and theory. Let it not just be theory, because at the end of the day, we are learning nothing. I not go see, like, not 100% nothing, but what you can't don't imagine, you go start afresh. It's frustrating, like I say, the academic frustration. It's real. So the government need for look into this, for create a body we need for to go out there and try for like watch and supervise it, then supposed to do practical and theory, then supposed
Thank
to
you.
set that kind of thing there.
Thank you so very much, gentlemen and a lady. Well, first caller online already. Hello, online. Hello, good morning.
Learning a skill is also better than silver and gold. Education not only stop at degree, even skill work na education. Apprenticeship na education. It depends on how we do education. The Great Albert Academy been they do tailoring, metal work, woodwork, or even train carpenters them na school. Because not all man just forget that even that O level there at that time. And I hope so that they do it. So it depends on how we look at it. Feed salon. I can always say let feed salon be. Let me join hand for feed salon, just not feed salon. Because when you say feed salon, people that relax, they say that they can't feed me.
All right, I think we lost.
We join hand into different skills them for feed salon. You see, so education depends on how we look at. Let me make that person realize that text. He did well. Now, how we interpret education, that's so we move with that.
Okay.
AI, they can take beaucoup jobs in our hands. Now, skill jobs, they no more get for less most of the time. So let we be mindful of that. Thank you.
Interesting, AI itself, they solve relationship issue right now. I mean, it's so interesting to see they don't get AI woman now. You never struggle for relationship issue again. Log online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ivan. How the morning?
Fine. Who are they talk to? Sorry, good morning.
Now, Paconte, they talk from Upgon.
All right, Paconte, go ahead.
I tell you, now, thank you, now, the educate we. You see, education is fine. You don't get your degree. But for let's get job, me na example, me two picking it. About 7 years ago, they don't done college. 30 days, they not get job. Past then they go learn other things for do. Some man then they na driver, he get in paper. Some man then they drive keke. Some man a business then they do. Most of the businessmen they now who get money, they not go school, but you go college, go challenge them back. You see, it's not easy, and now the population don't high. He don't high. Some man look like one man. He gets his master's, he gets his first degree. He try for work. Say, now driver 9 and go do. He go do. At the end of the day, what the wait man ask and say, I did waiting and call. Now I say I get master's. Now I say I come with you paper. You see. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Paconte. Mystic Dwazak from our Facebook page is saying, as a nation, we should focus more on improving the TVET aspects because technical knowledge is important. He said, I love, message are coming in. I love the initiative, more so when you are targeting young women in your operation. And in your operation, and he said not everyone can be a doctor or a banker or a lawyer. He said let's encourage our children who want to do technical skills to get empowerment opportunities. I mean, that's for Mystic. That was Akolo. Go online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Epic Radio.
Good morning. Who do I talk to?
Noah from TC.
All right, Noah, go ahead.
Fine. Education. Any education when you're not productive, you're not creative, that education not complete. Let everybody take note. If your educational status not make you creative or productive, you are not complete. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. It makes a lot of sense. And this Pa Usu is saying, go hard, Madam Alicia Bangura. Your points are very clear. Okay, somebody to compliment you for. Thank you. All right, log online again. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Panalist.
Father Lambert, good morning.
God bless you, sir. Thanks of education. Before now, this country, the man go don't get in graduation paper, go don't graduate, go don't do everything as a master's. Can you imagine there is no job facility? Then the government talks is over 5,000 to 7,000 jobs every day. Look the kind students we don't graduate. So up to now, then they are long bench. Another one they don't come out, they don't join the long bench. So this they tell we say we lead that they not care for we. Because they care for we, then go to open their factories there, where it be safe, they say for go do any test from college. Now they you to go. But outside, no way no day for go do practical, go do this, you know they me brother. So this way therefore I'm going with more for long go to long bench. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Father Lambert. It's go 79-994-993. The number to be part of the Epic Morning Show. Calls are coming in thick and fast. Logo line. Hello, good morning. Leone, go ahead, boss.
You know, Father God help me.
Amen.
Yes, sir. You know, the government will get, the leaders will get, you know, some will not get system. That way, what's Ghana? What is Ghana? The toilet, that toilet will be so. They take out for gas, where they cook. We get toilet, they can connect up for you. And the Ghanaians then. Me, a mechanic. That Dr. Guy had in a college, in garage Sakina Road. I didn't call it the Roti Muska, I make up for a note, the way he go up, he can't take I go. You see, Yeah, wetin dey do the Lebanese movement dey wake up. No sabi work. Wetin happen? You know they just kind of wetin dey do wey dey don pull all the garage man dem na dem garages dem people dey don come in, they don pull in at the street dem. They take the opportunity, they open garages dem. They take the garage man dem wey dey don pull. Now look them na the richest people. Now not sabi how to do small and not only Lebanese dem dey go to crochet. Keep on check them that it be difficult for them. But look there now, the richest people. You know one thing, instead of the government, you know, Salona system will not get. Instead of they help the citizen, no, na foreigner. Just look at all the foreigners you like in office. But in that mean, Salona know the way to people for work. You can you dress over anywhere you watch now, everybody put that work for them. That is all man. They pay them when they go take the young brother them. They pay them in dollars. But you the Solomon, bro. You the Solomon. Now the way they treat you, like a way. Me like my the person in me say they can't job one land. We have a mechanical. Then Dr. Gaima, you know, me Osikaku when they get where they to bring me the worker. That's the garage port in street.
Okay.
You know, people won't let go of that. So, like, we now need on the driver. Rather than treat people like what is them. Look at the Lebanese man in the tell water. They treat two brothers then.
Thank you so very much. You don't exceed the 1 minute. Thank you so very much. You don't make a point and we don't get some clear understanding. 079-994-993. I mean, when you look at the street of Freetown, I mean, the one who do business, most of them are Lebanese man. I mean, they will left their host. It's about the mindset. I mean, this not something where it's a continuous engagement to make people for a society accept a logo line again. Hello, good morning.
Lamin Samoa Koyato.
Lamin Samoa, go ahead. Good morning.
Yeah. The same way we did a good school, where 60 people not be coming, we can get technical drawing and woodwork. You get a specific time of the day when I go to school. You get a whole workshop where we go for good train and train. We can get that. But now we picking in the go school. We know they see that sign themselves. And the essence of this street for now be for train picking them with skill. But that in itself end up as a failed system. I can't say this education not good. Let me call 6-3-4 system. Aside from that secondary stage, the kids don't begin learn skill. But go to their secondary school now. Almost secondary school gets lab where people they go for good skills. You know they. So the politicians and then those they use we no more how they want. Once they come down at the power, they need to do exactly what they promise. If this skill job will be not started from their secondary stage, now people they come out self what? They tell us they can't learn work. If they look you as any funny thing self, that they need to better achieve they sell them. And when we do studies, now we the community will be there. The one that we get hosted at that community day. 90% of the one that we be hosted at that community inside midday, now skill workers. So skill they pay.
All right.
We not concentrate on skill, my brother. Go now, Elena right now. Foreign people and don't can and don't take them. Now, so foreigner that they see they do odd jobs when Salomon go say no, this are no one do. But now they give money.
All right. Thank you so very much. 079-994-993. We'll try for squeeze 3 more calls and wrap the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. 079-994-993. I mean, a lot of people they spend, and those guys will tell you then they make plenty cash. I mean, as long as you know. I mean, if you look at the one, they will look online until get another caller again. Hello, good morning.
Hi, how you do?
How do you do well, boss? So that talk to.
Rogers Juba.
Rogers Juba, go ahead, boss.
Actually, the conversation is too fine today.
Thank you so much.
The only thing we know they go back to waiting people then be said and say Davis Nico and Barry. But we serve the add we on the how we go take that same sense they will learn where you don't go school, you come out, you learn the thing that we not get up an opportunity there for say like China, you they go university not all of them they go learn ordinary book no more. The engineers then will they see them and other things then all inside that university then they go do. So what you know we advise you now press the button until the technical schools and we been there, the technical aspect, let them bring them kind of school and day. You go learn the book there at the same time you learn the technique, then they go make the country develop.
All right.
But for Command, you can't sit down for another 5 years for find job because right no more you the right enough fine.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. But also, is saying on a Facebook page, Fatima Alicia Bangura, as confident as you are, you say, upon all the ideas that you have learned for the past 4 or for the past years, see what have you done to develop your colleagues? And also they ask, say, whether if you do you have any business or training center to sell out to us? And that's what this person is asking. We'll go online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is my Jopera from Buffet.
All right, so number first, go ahead.
First of all, I want to tell now, thank you. The guests that already talked to it and so.
Go ahead.
Because when people at the common college, even you know go college safe. Sometimes not even learn book. Don't forget about one area they go college. Some particular work that they really can, they say need one because of waiting don't learn. Don't forget about the one night they go study. Don't talk about the way they don't do the skill. You don't do that skilling. Then they go for go do the work. Then they give them money. They say no one I say because it's so far the learner. Ebo, what did they mean? You know what for better he said? If I start from somewhere, anything, if I start from somewhere, when people come up college back, he can. I mean, if I get them close friend, then they talk, you know, they don't want that work. You know, I inside go to go up college and candies. No one that money. You never start from side. Start from because if you go work, then they go ask you for work experience. They will not get work experience. Then some side they need to take you. They say because you not get work experience. You don't see at least the people that therefore they get small experience.
Thank you so very much. We'll go squeeze in one last call and try for round up of the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. Last call already there. I'll pick hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What are they talk to?
Mohammed from Cambia.
All right, from Cambia. How did Cambia this morning?
Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to the line of the lady that has studio. I want to in line.
Okay.
For say government need for monitor the institutions then, at least for let them know what they do. Because even we engineering students them, I tell you, go na the university, you know what they do in engineering, let you see. If at all, then get the equipment them for do practicals. So at that level where they make. And somebody talk about schools are they talk about somebody go we go Albert Academy in the 60s and we go into the 70s. Albert Academy they do woodwork, then they do music. But that one day later on it can't die out of that school day. Other schools, government monitor from schools, especially the universities, even with mass communication. Now, only when they go internship, they see something, then they do something. But apart from that, I tell you, it's not easy.
All right. Okay, thank you so very much. We're not going to take any more call again. Start off with you, Fatmata. You don't listen to we callers and message also on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Bye, dear.
Well, for answer the question we pause to ask, say after the 4 years all way I don't go to university, waiting I get for to make colleagues them. And of course, people know me in social media. Alicia's Design, I'm a clothing brand. And even before I enter a university, this Alicia's Design, we don't did it, but they sell various of items and not be ever like pull through with a particular idea of this Alicia's Design. So after I don't graduate, I decide for pull through with this particular Alicia's Design, say okay, la follow waiting I put this name for when a clothing brand. I decide say make I not go to ready-made clothes because everybody they sell ready-made. And I say okay, la go into the tailored fashion something, but I'm gonna start from the ground roots.
Okay.
Like yeah. So I go reach na that kind higher height. So you need for start.
So for now you need to work now, just waiting for okay.
Sure. It's all about my business
Your
right
business.
now. Yeah,
Okay.
of course. I'm upbringing. I'm upcoming entrepreneur.
All right.
So every Wednesday, if like waiting me gets for contribute, because I'm proud to say I'm a stepping stone to some of my colleagues. Every Wednesday, I can make a talk show to myself. In fact, I can improve me public speaking and as well for add up to some of my colleagues them and tell them, say, you can do it no matter what you need for start. So I can advise them, tell them about business strategies. They bring up topic where you go on my Facebook page. You go on my TikTok page, Alicia's Design. You go see there some of my videos them where they talk to my colleagues them, and I'm very proud for say I'm a stepping stone because plenty people can follow me and then can wait for me topic every Wednesday.
Thank you so very much, and Abubakar Kikwana.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think discussion is going on as required because once this discussion they go on, definitely we'll get there. The only thing they say, we all need for really try to understand who's one goal as a country, ranging from governance to, the general public. We need to understand where we want to go and we design how it's supposed to happen. Because it's not going to be like automatic. It has to take time because of what's don't come out. So we serve the what they do your own bits and pieces. Or some of the, I don't want to call it accusations, government need for the monitoring and all those things. They are all part of the discussion. So I'm pretty sure it will improve as we go along. Thank you.
All right, Nicholas.
Yeah, greatness not ever occur in a comfort zone. So for graduates, we sympathize with you now. We know some of you don't go through similar psychological pain and misfortune to the economy. But please, the reminder that increase in value, it's an individual self-endure. No government, no family, no community, no friend can redeem you from this realm of out of stress.
Okay.
It's only you. So therefore, value additions is an inner call. So that now we don't read the discussion, they go on, that skills is almost better than what certificate.
Yes.
So what can I do as a graduate? There's an open door. Go and look for a digital tech or before if you get a passion for going to ICT and AI as a new threat. If you get a passion on fashion, go out as an apprentice or volunteer. You know, they talk about volunteer, being the misuse now. Volunteer is a pathway for me you go acquire skills where you don't miss for the 4 years. Because when you stay in an industry, you learn something within, they go to grow. If you want to become a carpenter, where they call upon most graduates, because they suffer. Most of the skills, the blue collar jobs, let me use them, the blue collar jobs are not being owned and managed by graduates. So what's happening, there is a frustration to all of us, like when we be what talking now, we mechanic, we mutka you go to na garage, na headache. That's why you see that man with the blue mind, the Lebanese saw that gap. That people want to pay genuine money, but they have been frustrated. When you mutka point like this country, if you don't become good carpenter, good fitter, you frustrate. So the Lebanese saw an opportunity, then grab up. Then get a system that works, and now they're making money from our brother skills. So there is an opportunity now for Sierra Leone and graduates say, carpentry don't be a problem. Bed, we give money to a carpenter. It will take time for me to get a bed. We give money to tailor. Some tailor man there, it's against. Me a victim now. But you have foreigners who are there now who have set up a system. But thank God, now Sierra Leone with female artists, them, female internal decor, don't really push. They don't change the orthodox that. It's easy where academics don't come into tailoring. Now you can get a fashion designer who can tell you today, tomorrow they give you a dress. But today, Papa, your Christmas clothes, don't miss go get on the 23rd or you miss.
And then which I don't see, even they saw them ahead, you come and pick the kind of style you want.
Thank you. So that's why we are calling on graduates. 4 years of education doesn't guarantee you wealth. But what in the university we don't do for you, what we inherit, this is not today's problem. They're going forward now, they talk for now. Go back and look at this industry. Examine your community. Look at your dream. Look at your passion. Explore. Go as far as apprenticeship, volunteerism, or go get them. Why? Because nobody will give you an opportunity for go begin pay you when you're saying an apprentice. So you go for go there and because you get a mission for accomplish. Yeah? So that's the call. Go and explore to an industry that you love most. So that in next 1 year, 2 years, you will become as a CEO on your own.
Thank you so very much, Nicholas. And to Abubakar Alicia, thank you so very much. And to our beautiful callers and the one and safe, we also drop and comment on our Facebook live page at Epic Radio 99.3 FM. I mean, you need to be creative. I mean, as to the recent meanwhile now, it's the AI with the solve relationship issue. I mean, it takes so much of my attention. Imagine, I mean, people would say that this AI need stress, it need nag, it need complain. You just need for programmer and your love problem is solved. So well, at some point, especially if you reach a Salona problem. So it's about you being creative. That's the end product of all. I mean, whether the amount of education we get, you need to get a creative mindset, innovative mindset. So thank you very much, gentlemen and a lady, for an attempt for be part of the Epic Morning Show.